The feed, oh, that's fantastic. So this guy is playing his, just jump over there and we have a rocket launcher. Oh, you just dived right into that. So this section is like an awesome bit of the game where you have to sort of fight these little plastic army men and jump through. And we have loads of new features like lives, and we have danger, and we have bombs. This level could have been built by a user as well. So I can talk about the online. We've managed to hook this PS3 up to the beta environment right now, so we can show you some levels. So there's loads of stuff in this game, and I'm really excited to show it to you today.
Okay, so right now we have like little rockets coming at us that we're trying to not get hit by.
Not get hit by, exactly. So this is just a little example of gameplay where someone's built a mechanism that fires off these like little sections, and Mark's doing a good job of playing through. And basically each of the levels we give you, you get rewarded by elements to build your own. Grab on tight. This is almost like a James Bond style, this section. It's like
going down like a little ice
like
globe
ice
here,
globe,
and all the tip. Oh, look, there's a little army man.
Yeah, exactly. So, got squashed. So that's just play. But I'll tell you what. Let's go back to the pod, and I can show you some of the cool new like online features which are in the game. Maybe what I'll talk about first is the way you can take photos. So obviously you can customize your character, and anytime you're in any level, you can just open up your stickers page, which you may have seen before, and frame. So if it goes all the way over to the right, there's a little tool we have called the photo camera. Keep going, that's the one.
There we go, my photo booth photos.
No, he's missed it. Up top, no, you were there. There you go, that's the one. And so basically you can frame any photo, anytime. And if you've ever used like a social networking site, we actually track which PSN IDs are in the photo. You hit square onto it, you can use it as a sticker, you can upload it. And basically it's pretty powerful because we geotag it. So it's like if you were playing an awesome level and you capture that moment, you can then use that as a hook. And people can have feeds on their website, so we're going to be able to push out this stuff. Allow people to, in the community, to sort of have a feed of people who've played my level, cool costumes they've made. It's just a really nice way to like link everyone together. So you can see it's going onto the Me page. If you go up to like My Pictures and hit X, you can see pictures with you in it or by you. By you, exactly. He hasn't actually uploaded it yet, so this is a new account. This is the GameSpot account, so he hasn't got many pictures yet, but you get the idea, and we just link it all together in a really simple way.
So you guys have basically taken social networking and taking it to a completely new level and turned it into a game.
Absolutely, and it's that share factor, right? So like some people think sharing is going to be this big intimidating level making process, but actually we do world rankings for play, create, and share. So every player will be ranked as the best player or the best creator or the best sharer. So depending on what your kind of vibe is, these are actually live user-made. Island Hop's quite cool. There's all these different user-made levels, and I literally have.
Can we just hop in one?
Yeah. Maybe one of the music machines is cool, like over in the big cluster in Europe. Like, so this guy Jim, he's one of the guys who's been working on the beta. That's cool. Just launch in, and he's obsessed by building with the physical tools sequences. Like he's a bit of a drummer, I think. I don't know, like wannabe maybe. But he's created these fantastic levels, which aren't levels in the usual sense. What we have right here, for those of you who are into create, these little speaker objects, you can assign them and like stick them onto any object. So what he realized was, if you lay out these little blocks, if you run over to the right, you'll find this machine that he built that's actually a music sequencer. So jump on that little car. You can also make vehicles, obviously. This is all user-made, using the beta. Oh, come on, get some rhythm, man. Not bad.
That's crazy.
There you go. So that was one of the like.
Oh, and there's a picture of
that's the picture of the guy creating it. So this game is just going to be so open-ended, and as soon as it goes out there,
you get run over by your car.
Exactly. So there's a bunch of stuff, and if Mark, if you just want to pop into any old level, we can keep going. The lobby, but what's awesome is it's customized to you. So obviously we stuck down those stickers there, and we actually do matchmaking, so you can invite people into your pod, and that's effectively forms the lobby. So you can, if you go to the planet on the left, the info planet we call it, go to My Friends. You can see who's online. Just go back one to the My Friends. That's the one. This account has no friends. Come on, GameSpot, you've got no friends on your PSN account. You need to befriend some people.
I feel so neglected right now.
So if you had friends on there, you could see who's online. You can invite them in. So the lobby is actually in game. So we don't have any like scary interface or screens. It's all just here. Once you're in, we have voice chat in game. The little sack boys lip sync. It's really awesome. And then you can basically be in there and you can be emoting. So if someone looks like they're going to choose a bad level, you can just be there going, no, like this. And we send that all over online. So yeah, it's pretty easy to meet up. And if people are playing in a level, we actually highlight so you can search by the busiest levels. And we also have one-click play. So if you want to just launch into any old level, you're not bothered, we'll matchmake you against people.
Jump right in.
Jump right in, exactly.
So now, how many users can you have in a level?
Right, so at the moment we're limiting it to 4 people, and we actually originally had larger levels, but what we found was it was chaos. So at the moment we're limiting it to 4, and I think that works pretty well. And then you can have 2 people on one PlayStation, and like it doesn't have to be online. You can be playing.
You can do local.
You can do local, and you can mix it. So you can have like partially local, and then you can have like some guys.
So you can have 3 local, and then have your one friend who's in Florida jump in.
Right, exactly, and you can jump in any time too. So you can drop in, drop out, mid-game join. It's all like we tried to keep it free flowing. You know, sometimes in a game you're asked to choose single player or multiplayer early on, and that kind of sucked for this kind of game. We really wanted to make it so it's like if you're like playing along and you just mess something up, you could just ring your friend and say, hey, jump into the game. Exactly. So.
That's nice. I really like that because there's some games like you said where you have to choose beforehand and then you might get into it and your friend's better at one function than you are. So
exactly.
You just want
And on the create side, like we make it so that you can actually when you create an object. Actually, when Mark was playing this earlier, he's like, "This level looks easy,"
and now he's learning different.
I have to say that like some of the levels that have been made by the like beta trialers are brutal. Like
this is an electrified grass for crying
out
out
loud.
loud.
This is not easy. So obviously, like we tried to cater to the hardcore, but the cool thing about this is that if you guys really want to make an absolutely hard game, you can do that. And obviously, we have a trophy system, scoring system. So there's all kinds of different ways to. If you like motivate people to come to your level, and one of the simplest is putting a scoreboard in, right? So we'll track high score tables globally for your levels for you.
Oh, he's on fire!
Yeah.
Oh no!
No! Too bad.
Hey Brian, I'm sure you have some questions, as do the viewers.
Yeah, people have a lot.
This is a sort of a platform with a certain amount of memory, but it's pretty high. And actually, Mark, if you want to just jump into an empty level while I'm answering these questions, that would be cool. And what you see in the create mode is a little thermometer. On screen just there being chosen was just the only template he'd won, but we actually give away like a whole bunch. So if you're just a remixer, if you're more of a guy who wants to mix up someone else's level, you can just do that. So different people I think will approach it on different sizes. And in answer to that question, you can see right here on the left the little thermometer, and it's way down low. And like no matter how much stuff you add, you find it cranks up pretty slowly. So there's a lot you can do here.
What else do you have over there for us, Brian?
London wants to know how will he be able to browse user-created levels?
Sure, so that's pretty easy. We have a bunch of search modes and what we call sort orders, but I think the coolest one that I like to do is we have tagging. So every time you play a level, we ask you to choose an adjective that you thought that level was. So maybe you said, oh, it was full of jumps, or it sucked, or it was great, and you just click on the word, and basically we track that. And so as the users kind of play your level more and more, we get a feel for what the community out there thinks of it. And then you can search for particular levels. You can say, show me levels tagged easy, show me levels tagged 4-player fun, like whatever you like. And then the final thing, the kind of pièce de résistance, is you can track your favorite creators or your favorite players. So you know that play, create, share thing I was talking about? Share can just be someone who goes in and plays a bunch of new levels, like the guy who goes out and finds the good content, and he could become known for
tagging good levels.
And so you like follow that guy. It's like subscribing to him, and you say
it's like being having a personal DJ, but for game levels.
Exactly. So I'm really hoping that those kind of mechanisms of community will really help itself by having these little tools we put in the game that help you to find good stuff.
Now, there's one question here that I have from Mikhail Gonzalez from Deltona. He wants to know, can the Sackboys fight each other?
Yeah, well, we have. So you may have seen there's like a little what we call slapping in the game. So you can emote and use the 6-axis control to move your head and your hands. And so the first way they can fight is they can slap each other. But actually, one of the coolest things you can do is build vehicles. There's like an obsession in our office with building vehicles and tanks and stuff. So you saw those right at the top of the segment. You saw the explosive. Kind of rocket launcher.
Yeah.
So imagine building a vehicle with one of those on, attached like a lever, and then you can just blow each other away. So, the sky's the limit.
Now, on that vein, is there a death penalty? Do you only have a certain amount of lives?
Sure. So we give you rewards for completing a level without, we call it acing the level. So if you ace a level, you do it without dying. But absolutely, there's a bunch of different danger modes. You can get squashed, you can get blown up. And then each spawn point that you see, so if you go back and watch the video, you'll see those little circular like wooden doors where you respawn.
Yeah.
And you can set a limit on how many times someone can respawn. So you can make your level as hard, like, I think we calibrate it automatically as well for how many people are playing your level. And so each time you respawn, it kind of clunks down a little bit. And if you go too many times, then you have to replay it. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Brian, what else do you have for us?
A lot of people are asking, including Chase Brackner from Oxford, Alabama, asking about trophies. You mentioned it, Alex, but can you tell us some details about how trophies will be handled in Little Big Planet?
I can't go into all of the details right now, but we have loads. I think I'm doing really badly on my account. I'm on like 18% complete. But again, we've divided them up into like the play, the create, and the share. So we're going to try and reward people both for playing the level. It's pretty wild because, okay, so we ship with costume pieces, in fact, hundreds of them, and the number of like combinations is huge. But what's even cooler is you can actually stick stickers on and decorations, which are like little physical things, onto your character completely freely. So, for example, if you have a PlayStation Eye camera, you could take a photo of yourself or of some item and actually stick that on a T-shirt or something.
So you can actually wear like a picture of yourself.
Absolutely, so that really opens it up. So here he's got this little cardboard mask thing, and I don't think this PlayStation has an eye. So you just stick down
He's
one
just
of the.
looking around with this thing on his face, like, "Hey, what's going on, guys?"
So you can imagine just sticking a sticker of your face on there, which you've imported with the PlayStation Eye. So yeah, you can go pretty far with it.
Hey Brian, what other questions do you have over there for us?
A lot of people are asking about the soundtrack in the game and if you can use custom tunes in the game.
Sure. So we have a pretty flexible system. We have what's called music objects. So everything in the game is done through objects that you physically place into the level. And the music that we ship with the game, we have a bunch of licensed track music, but we also have what we call interactive music, which is really cool because when you place it in the level, you can remix the tune that's playing there. So you can set up the mix, and it means that when you get to a particular like dangerous point in your level, you could bring the drums up, and then you could like change the suspense mood or something like that. So we have like a bunch of ways that even if you're not musical, you can change up the sound of your level. And right now we're not announcing any custom soundtracks, but I think when you see the tools that you can do to change what's already there, you'll be pretty happy.
Okay. I think we've got time for about one more question. You have anything over there, Brian?
Yeah, a lot of people are asking about how this game will relate to Sony's Home project that they're developing right now.
Sure. I mean, so I'm pretty sure we're going to have a bunch of home integration features, particularly because the home team's down the road from us in the UK.
Oh, yeah?
So yeah, they're kind of local to us, and I think the thing about this is it's all about the community, isn't it? Like Little Big Planet and Home are all going to be about pulling together people on the PlayStation, all join in a game simultaneously. And so like we really find that when we're playing Little Big Planet, if you play with friends and you play multiplayer, that just adds a whole bunch to the sort of excitement of it. So that's a great way to group up.
I have a feeling as soon as this game comes out, my friends list is going to be maxed out.
Awesome.